Happy Holy Tuesday, everyone, on this Holy Week. I am Pastor Noel. I'm here on Common Ground, and this is your third clue in the great silver egg hunt here on Common Ground for all the community. So the next part of the story, I'm going to take us to the Last Supper that Jesus shares with his disciples, the Passover meal. Now, in Jesus' day, people traveled from place to place, not by cars or bicycles, but by walking often. And their feet were dirty. And so it was custom that when someone came in your home, you would have a servant, or if you didn't have a servant, you yourself, or maybe a child, would wash people's feet. And you can imagine, like, that's not a job that a lot of people like to do. Dirty, smelly, lowly. But Jesus has, and the disciples, they've borrowed someone's upper room. And there is no one to wash their dirty feet as they prepare to eat this Passover meal. And the disciples are all they've always been arguing about which one is the greatest. So they didn't dare kneel down and wash the other's feet. That would admit that they weren't the greatest. But then Jesus, their teacher and their king, their master, he shocked them at the meal. He knew what they were doing, right? That they were arguing about who is the greatest. And so Jesus got up, took off his outer robe, wrapped a towel around his waist, kind of the garments of a slave, and he got a basin of water, and then he knelt at each one of their feet. He didn't skip a one. Even Judas, who was just yesterday was complaining about Mary, and Judas, who will betray Jesus. Jesus will wash all of their feet. Peter now will try to stop Jesus from washing his feet. He's not comfortable with that. He's like, you're the Lord, you're the master. You shouldn't be. And Jesus says, you don't understand what I'm doing, but you can't have a part with me unless you let me wash your feet. And so Peter allows it. And after Jesus has washed his feet and puts his robe back on, takes his place at the host of the table, and he says, I'm your Lord and your teacher, right? And you know that. But I, your Lord and teacher, I have washed your feet. So if I've done that for you, then you should do that for one another. Right? As I have done to you, do to one another. And it's at that meal that Jesus also will give them what's called the Great Commandment, which is love one another as I have loved you. And it's at that meal that Jesus will give them a new commandment. And his new commandment is love one another as I have loved you. That's how everybody will know you're my disciple, by the way you love each other.